This video is a composite of edited and compiled recordings from two separate cherry pies. The process has two separate stages and the convergence stage: fruit filling preparation, pie dough preparation, and pie assembly and baking. The number of ingredients are few, but the processes require time, timing, and order. If you try this recipe, you should first view the entire video. I poured my pound of frozen cherries into a glass bowl and poured a cup of sugar with it. I stirred the cherries and the sugar together, and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator overnight. By the next day, the cherries should be thawed and juiced up with sugar. You can also thaw these cherries and sugar together in the microwave oven if you don't want to wait overnight. The fruit bowl has been in the refrigerator overnight for about 9 hours. A bunch of the mixture has liquefied. There's still quite a bit of sugar that's been undissolved. The thawed cherries are much more fragile than the marble-like texture when they came out of the bag frozen. You can see even now that more of the sugar is dissolving and juicing up the fruit. One more pass at mixing the cherries and the juice. Now I'm going to pour it into the saucepan where I have a fry drainer. I put a plate underneath the saucepan just in case the fry drainer was too large for the saucepan and wind up dripping to the outside. The cherries are going back in the refrigerator while I make the fruit sauce. Some people prefer to make their cornstarch sauce by pouring the cornstarch powder into the fluid and boiling it while stirring. I prefer to make a cornstarch paste with powder and water first, then pouring it into hot fluid while stirring rapidly. I would normally heat the saucepan of this size in the back burner, but it's easier to see the actions with the saucepan in front. Turning the burner on high. I have quite a lot of sauce from the juiced up cherries and sugar. While I was making the sauce, more juice came out of the cherries, so I spooned more of it into the saucepan. The fruit fluid is starting to boil now. While waiting for it to boil, you must also be aware that if you don't pay attention, the fluid could boil over. so I immediately turned off the burner. The cornstarch needs to cook into the fluid and thicken. It takes a few minutes of stirring while the mixture heats for the sauce to thicken into pudding consistency and become transparent. I'm turning the burner back on, low setting. The bubbling looks different than at the start of heating. Turn off the burner when done. I've brought the sauce over so I can pour it into the cherries. At this point, you could use this mixture for a dessert topping over ice cream or cake, or you can put it aside and make pie crust. Make a pie to pour the filling in.